kernel that's just beautiful. And
thinking of the Braves of Balquhidder and its versions in the tradition.
Or Are You Sleepin', Maggie, which is a Tannehill poem also. You know, I realize that probably someone like Archie and Chris Strockwitz, too, well, he's interested in Tex-Mex and stuff. I mean, it would be music generally, not just political.
I don't think it is political in the sense of explicit lyrical content. I think there is a political element, again with a small p, in the act of community expression, in the act of...
Actually documented what I would consider a regional popular music, such as much of the Cajun.
Now, who has done that?
Chris.
Oh, sure.
And his Tex-Mex stuff. But I think a lot of the Cajun stuff is very definitely a commercial music.
Yes.
But with a limited geographic and I would say a vernacular that is understandable.
Oh, and I just read a very good exposition which talks about the ways in which commercial Cajun and also Zydeco music, a lot of the vernacular music of Southwest Louisiana, popular as it may have been and played on the radio simply for the purpose of dancing and having promoting groups who were touring around, was very consciously used by a lot of people to fight the efforts to force the kids to stop speaking French, to fight the extinction of the Cajun culture. And it was popular political music. It had no political content. It was intended to sell tickets and get people dancing and sell records, but it was also intended to valorize a group that was faced with extinction.
Sure.
That's a political program.
Lomax, in his early radio work, was trying to legitimize the traditional music that he'd been collecting.
Right.
By getting it heard by people on the radio.
Sure.
Who would then say, oh, wow, maybe Grandma's song had some value after all.
Yeah, so political in that sense. I mean, not political in the sense that the lyrics said anything political per se.
Yeah, now, something like Cajun music that may have been, quote, commercial within its own community, I love it. I mean, to me, that's just great. That's not commercial like Tin Pan Alley.
No, not at all.
But I think I understand now what you mean about political. There's something about, you know, say it's a love lyric that's anonymous and it's been handed down for generations. Putting a value on this simple art produced by someone whose name you don't even know.
Mm-hmm.
Or just the idea that ordinary working people can produce really great art and it's been handed down. This is
That's political. Produced by someone you kick around when you're in your unthinking life.
You know what happened is with the advent of the entire music industry, from original sheet music stuff and up in through commercial recording, the idea of people making their own music got submerged by an industry that was spending a lot of money persuading them that they should not do that, they should hire someone else to make the music for them.
Right.
And we were at a wedding once with a friend who was marrying a Russian girl, immigrant, and her family attended the wedding. And
many friends.
the fellow who was getting married was a folk singer friend of ours, and half of the group was made up of his friends.
A revivalist.
All revival singers like ourselves. After the wedding party, we gathered around and we started to get out the guitars and sing.
Yeah.
The Russians were astounded. Americans don't do that. They had never, in the years that they'd been in this country, heard Americans just sing.
Yeah.
And you know, that's something that my family did as we were growing up, that their family did back before them.
Right.
And the industry took that away from us.
Yeah.
And the fellow at the high school that said what this music for was of the opinion that you buy music, you don't do it.
Right.
And that's a damn shame.
Or you dance to it. Or the kids will do something at the school, but, you know, they tend to be doing kids' versions, you know, somewhat easier versions of Broadway plays and
Broadway musicals.
you know, our grandchildren are in the public
Right.
And the Disneyfication is kind of a shame. But, you know, you do what you can. It's interesting that you talk about the people aging. The younger people that we know who are involved, a lot of these are kids of friends of ours who were taken to Fox Hollow when they were kids. It's a small number, but
Right.
you do find some people in that generation who are devoted. Well, one of the young women that we met recently, she's really unusual. She spent a number of years at the Air Force as, you know, a food inspector or something. And so she's, what, maybe
40.
45, and she's retired from the Air Force. And she's a folkie, and it just amazed us. It turns out she went to Diskiuna High School in Schenectady, New York, where George and Vaughn Ward
Whom you know.
were
Yeah.
both teaching. Yes, that's right. They were both teaching in that high school. It's the only high school I've ever known that put on a folk festival of its own. And it turns out that this young woman went to Diskiuna High School.
Right.
And that was what, you know, planted the seed of interest in traditional music that she has to this day. And, you know, 20 years, I just don't think of the military service as necessarily the place where you're going to find a fairly sophisticated folkie, you know?
Yeah.
So be it.
All right. I'm gonna sign off.
When do we get to meet you?
Well, I don't know. I'll look at what the lineup is of where I'll be going once the spring. Pardon me?
Are you going to Cleveland?
I am going to go to Cleveland. Yeah.
I'd be interested in a report if you write something up and send it out to your email list.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't have an email list, but I can send you a report for sure.
I'd love to have it.
Sure. And I will be through the Northeast, and certainly sometime no later than the spring. I was in Boston just a few weeks ago, but
A call when you're, or
Okay.
email when you're planning another trip.
okay. I would love to. I would love to. I'd love to talk some more.
An hour and a half from Albany, and
Okay.
an hour from Poughkeepsie, and an hour and a half from Hartford, and 2 hours from New York City.
Oh, I know the whole. I grew up in New York City, and I went to college at Binghamton, so I know the whole
Yeah.
stretch
You know,
there.
Berkshires?
No, not really.
Well, if you just scoot up Route 22, you get
Yeah.
close.
But I would.
Has this been more or less what you had?
It's been very helpful. It's well, I don't have an agenda. It's been very helpful. I mean, I want to, you know, I want to hear what people have to say around these issues. At some point, I'm going to even talk to singer-songwriters.
Sure, and you know, if money were no issue, I would probably go in a heartbeat. And
Yeah.
there's a lot of people there that I would really enjoy, but,
We
you
would be
know,
a small group.
in our
Yeah.
financial situation, we really have to make the choices, and this was an easy choice for us to make.
I say, you know, and as I said to you, I'm not. To me, the Folk Alliance is a good device.
Well, I feel that bringing people together, I still feel that the networking and maybe, you know, giving more clout and more visibility to folk music, whatever that may be.
You know, it may be that Mark Moss was wrong, though, of course, and that the Folk Alliance is not the place where the traditionalists can take over, that they should go have another meeting if they want to have a meeting at all. And there may be some now that will dissent from that and say, don't even bother.
Well, I think probably Mark would accept what's going on now.
He clearly wasn't pleased with it. I mean, his approach was take back the Folk Alliance, and those were not his words. They're my words, but it's what I heard in his comments.
Yeah.
We should take back the Folk Alliance. It was not intended to be what it has become.
And you know, one thing that's happened, CDs are so easy to make that everybody and his uncle and his granddaughter can make a CD. And, you know, in a way that's kind of good that it's accessible to everyone. But Mark was tearing out his hair over the fact that he was getting...
300 a month.
Oh, to review.
Yeah, and
What are you going to do with them? He finally was saying, please, you know, think about it. Are you making a significant contribution to the aesthetic world?
come on, Sandy, everybody making his or her own record is going to say absolutely
Oh, yeah.
yes.
Right,
You
yes.
can't expect people to have that kind of introspection affection about their own work, you know?
All right. Well, thank you both. I would love to come visit. I really would. As to whether or not this is what I expected, I don't know that I had any expectations. It's exactly what I wanted and hoped to get. Just a good discussion
well, I hope
about these
there's
things.
some really nice surprises for you.
Good.
Cleveland, and in some ways, I'd really love to go. We just don't have the money, and it's not worth it to us to sacrifice other things that are more important to us.
To spend the time
Like
there,
putting
yeah.
out now this traditional ballad thing that Sandy mentioned. We were lucky enough to get a little bit of grant money for that.
Who'd you get it from?
It'll come out.
Okay.
An individual made a contribution.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a public agency.
A
Is it?
401 or C3 or whatever.
Okay.
Well, no, it's a gal who's a friend of ours who
Okay.
does have a little bit of but you know, there's a gospel song there, Angels Hovering Round. We have had, recently I would say 3 people who come to us with a project and said, you know, I'd really love to see you do this and I can help you do it because
4.
what we don't have is capital, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm missing somebody. I say 3 and you say 4, okay. But, you know, there are people that, I guess, believe in what we're doing, and that's very gratifying. Another thing, you know, people look for some sort of unity or some sort of belonging in their life, a community or whatever. Well, the community thing in a lot of places is certainly broken down. And, you know, if you don't belong to or believe in a particular religion, it can be hard.
Right.
And I think this love of this culture and the people that we know through this has given us a feeling of belonging to something that's bigger than we are, that will go on after we're gone. The green man, the symbol of our company,
Right.
1961, really reflects sort of survival of
Yeah.
these values through time.
Maybe cyclical, but it.
Right.
The sun goes away, but the sun comes back, and so it's really given a lot of meaning and purpose to our lives.
That's a pretty good closing point.
Good. Thank you both. Thank you very, very much.
Hey, we would love to meet you.
Okay,
one
thank
of
you.
these days.
Okay. Thanks
Okay.
again. Good night, folks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.